Hey guys, that's right here, and today we're gonna go over everything Season 13 in Clash Royale, including a new 20-win challenge, an actual new game mode, as well as a solid set of balance changes. All that and more in today's episode of Clash Worlds. Hey guys, that's right here, and welcome back to another episode of Clash Worlds. In this not-so-weekly show, we go over the most recent announcements from the Clash Royale team, the hottest topics in CR eSports, as well as what's going on in the community. Then we'll finish off the episode by breaking down the meta and featuring my off-meta deck of the week. If you're enjoying Clash Worlds, then please leave a like down below and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. Also, go check me out on my social medias, links down below, and if you'd like to support me in-game, feel free to use code Legendaray in the shop. Season 13 is starting real soon, and for those of you that buy the pass, any support would be greatly appreciated. And with all that out of the way, let's get right into the first section. New in the arena. New in the arena is where we find out what the Supercell team has been up to this past week. First things first, of course, Season 13 is going to be starting on Monday, and it's going to be a nice summer theme called Beach Battle. The season features a return to the Shipwrecked Island, as well as a new tropical tower skin unlocked through Pass Royale. 3 new emotes are also going to be introduced. A Boombox P.E.K.K.A emote, which can be unlocked through the shop, a Summer P.E.K.K.A emote that can be unlocked through Pass Royale, and the Skeleton Snorkel emote that can be earned through an in-game challenge. Speaking of in-game challenges, there are 2 new game modes arriving this season. The first one is a The Floor is Healing challenge, where every troop in the field will get automatically healed. There are no buildings allowed in this mode, just make a deck and hope that you don't get overwhelmed by those Elixir Golem spammers. The second game mode is called Stop the Giant, where you get to build a deck around an exclusive troop. This is a giant that has been buffed, raged, and supercharged. I personally really love this idea because it means that in the future, Clash Royale would be able to introduce some absolutely crazy and wacky cards and just put them in this challenge for players to have fun. Also coming this season is going to be the 20-win challenge. That's right, a 20-win challenge is finally returning to the game. The challenge should take place between July 23rd and July 26th, with some more information coming along the way. Now, the players who complete this 20-win challenge will actually qualify for the No Tilt World Championship, featuring an online tournament as well as a cash prize pool. So, if you guys are interested, you better get practicing. Also, the Ice Wizard is being boosted for the season. I'm not sure why, because, Ice Bow is still super annoying, but, well, it is what it is. Last but not least, as with any new season, comes with a set of balance changes. These balances will go into effect on Tuesday, July 7th, which is one day after the season begins. So, without further ado, let's get right into them. Fisherman, anchor charge up speed minus 13%, hit speed minus 13%. Now with this change, the Fisherman is getting quite significantly faster with both its damage output as well as its anchor. They really wanted to focus on making that pulling mechanic as effective as possible, as that mechanic is truly what makes the Fisherman unique. Definitely going to be an effective card in this next meta. Skeleton Dragons, damage minus 6%. Overall, Skeleton Dragon's release was okay, but the card is definitely on the stronger side, especially in terms of damage per second. This decrease in damage is going to make them just a little bit less effective, but their cheap cost combined with their fast movement speed will definitely still make them a very, very deadly card to face. Zappy's rework, damage plus 14%, hit speed plus 5%. So instead of having the Zappies be as stun locking as they used to be, they're now going to make the Zappies shoot a bit slower, but they're going to deal a bit more damage. This actually allows the Zappies to 2-shot minions, which, that's actually a pretty decent amount of damage, but for that increased damage, they won't be able to stun lock troops and just render them completely useless. Firecracker, pushback distance minus 25%. The Firecracker is a really interesting card in that it's really that pushback effect that really makes the card so annoying. Therefore, that pushback is being reduced by 25%, which is actually pretty massive. And it's definitely going to make her a lot easier to be, spelled out or just taken out by opposing units. That being said, this can also be viewed as a bit of a buff because the Firecracker isn't pushing herself back as much, meaning that she'll be able to lock onto units just a little bit faster. So there we go, a rather small set of balance changes this month. Only 4 cards are being changed, but I feel like all 4 of these cards were cards that really did need a balance, and I'm honestly really happy with this set of balances. Let me know what you guys think about the balances down below, and now that's going to do it for New in the Arena. Let's get right into the eSports update. The eSports update is a section where we go over recent eSports events as well as new and rising pro players. First things first, CRL West regular season has come to a close. Don't worry, however, there are still playoffs that are going to be happening next weekend. As you can see here, this is the bracket for that upcoming event, so if you're interested, I'll leave a link to the CRL YouTube channel down below. Now that we're caught up on the most recent eSports news, let's check out the rising rumors. Now remember that new game mode I said with that super duper OP giant? Well, here's a game mode that combos it with the Dragon Hunt game mode. Reddit user Just34Things proposes a multi-mortar in the center of the map. It has the ability to hit all 4 towers in the arena, but it will always retarget to the closest unit. I feel like this would be a very interesting game mode and provide an interesting twist in your gameplay, because you're always going to need something to distract those multi-mortar shells while also trying to build up your own defenses as well as offenses to break through towards your opponent's tower. Next up, we have another interesting game mode idea, this time by Reddit user Solo Les. This one is called the Storm, where you and your opponent can only see your side of the map. This is definitely going to be an interesting one for sure. I hope Siege is banned in this mode because, that's just going to be a completely annoying matchup. Anyways, now that we've covered the trending topics in the community, let's go ahead and break down the meta. So if I'm going to be completely honest, I don't think too much will actually change in this upcoming meta. Nevertheless, let's make a prediction on how the month of August might shape up in terms of the metagame. First things first, I think Skeleton Dragons will definitely see a decrease in usage. Skeleton Dragons are used in pretty much every archetype, so it's hard to pinpoint which archetypes will be hit the most, but decks such as Lava Hound, Golem, and Graveyard will have to see some adjustments in terms of deck composition. That being said, I still believe that these archetypes will be seen just as much. Firecracker will also still be used, most likely in Royal Giant as well as Fireball bait decks. The damage that she can output is still super valuable, and so a decreased knockback won't necessarily make too big of a difference. In addition, with the Zappies rework, we may see even more Fireball bait decks as well that evolve to include those Zappies. Zappies won't stunlock units anymore, but the increased damage combined with the recent resurgence of Fireball bait may mean that the card will fit perfectly in this upcoming meta. Last but not least, Fishermen may also find a spot in the upcoming meta. The faster hook and increased speed mean that this card will just be a whole lot better. 13% more DPS is a lot after all, and the Fisherman used to be seen in a lot of Royal Giant, Bridge Spam, as well as some Fireball bait decks, so I definitely expect some of those to see a resurgence. So that's the meta for you guys. Now let's check out the off-meta deck of the week. That's right, in each Clash Royale episode we're going to be featuring one off-meta deck that works in the current meta. This week's deck was submitted by @Kreenik on Twitter, and it is a Mortar Graveyard deck. Now, Mortar Graveyard has been a deck that's just always been there. I face it once or twice every season, but I've never actually given it a try, so this is just the chance. This deck is a rather fast cycle deck, and you're going to want to constantly be cycling and being aggressive with mortars as well as those graveyards. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and hop right into a match. Alright, this match here going to be against Jesse from CDMX Royale. Good luck to him. Starting off here, let's just go in with an Ice Spirit Bats combo, force out a response, otherwise that's going to deal a lot of damage. And yeah, actually he's going to let that kind of happen there. And meanwhile, the Mortar going to do, I think, a pretty good job right there. Let's go in with Archers just to distract the Inferno Dragon right there. He's going to zap, so I don't know. We're fine. We are fine. Okay, so I think I'm gonna actually arrow here just to stop that Inferno Dragon from dealing too much damage to the tower. And honestly, this is going to be a little annoying here. Let's go with an Ice Spirit here, just to stop some of that chip damage right there. And let's go in with a Knight up top, just to mitigate some of the damage from those Spear Goblins. And he's going to go with a Musketeer, Soulless Mortar in the opposite lane. The Musketeer, I believe, is out of range, so he's going to have to spend extra Elixir to defend that, or else, okay, that's going to be a Mortar lock onto the tower. So let's go in actually with Barbs here, like so, to distract everything. Let's go in with Bats as well. We're going to take some damage from that Musketeer, but no big deal. Let's go ahead and play down those archers right here because we have a very, very healthy mortar lock onto the tower. He's already used his zap, which is great for us. And so that mortar is going to take his tower down to 1654. So that interaction went decent. I mean, it could have gone better, but we're about tied. Unfortunately, his goblin hut is going to be extra annoying for us. But I think I can just go ahead and mortar here without worrying too much. So yeah, let's do that. I think he's back to Musketeer. So, oh, okay, no, he's got Mega Knight. Okay, that's interesting. I think I'm just gonna surround the Mega Knight with my Barbarians right there. We're gonna let that mortar go because, I mean, I don't think there's much I can do, to be honest. And yeah, Bats on top of that Musketeer will do that job pretty nicely right there. His Mega Knight's out of cycle, so I think I'm just going to Graveyard here. Yeah, he actually is going to use his Bandit as well. So Graveyard going down, Ice Spirit down, hopefully we'll jump onto that Inferno Dragon. And yeah, the Skeletons got a bit of damage before they got poisoned out. Let's go in with Archers here just to stop that Bandit right there. And yeah, as you can see, this is actually going to be a pretty close match. So, okay, let's go in with another mortar here. And let's go in with a Graveyard as well. Hopefully something's going to happen here. He actually uses Mega Knight opposite lane, meaning he only has 3 Elixir to deal with that Graveyard. And as you can see, the Skeletons are doing so much work on that tower, taking down to 415 right there. That mortar we played on offense actually baited out a Mega Knight, meaning that he was just so low on Elixir and could not deal with our Graveyard. So now 7 seconds left. Let's go in with an Ice Spirit here, as well as Archers down to DPS that stuff. And okay, that's going to work pretty well, actually. So let's go in with some Barbarians here. Let's go in with a Knight just so the Mega Knight doesn't jump on and splash everything. Let's go in with Bats to finish all the stuff off. He's going to use his poison spell here. So we're going to let that Mega Knight jump on, tank a little bit of damage. Let's actually arrow that out. That's actually a lot of damage right there. But as you can see, oh, we got 2 Barbarians on the left lane. Skeletons are doing chip damage on the right. I'm not sure how much damage arrows actually do. So I think I'm just going to try and cycle back to another Graveyard. Okay, let's go ahead and surround like so. And as you can see, the Barbarians are just going to absolutely destroy that Mega Knight. Let's go in with this. Let's go in with a Knight to tank for all of this good stuff. And that should take care of that. So let's go in with another Graveyard. We just need like 1 or 2 skeleton hits at most. And then arrows down, we'll finish that tower off. GG, well played. So as you can see, by constantly cycling those mortar as well as the Graveyard, the double win condition was just able to completely overwhelm him. So there we go. That was the off-meta deck of the week. Definitely recommend you guys give this deck a try. It's really, really fun. I would definitely play it, but my Graveyard's only level 11. But unfortunately, guys, that's all I've got time for in today's episode. Huge thanks to all of my channel members. You guys are the absolute G's. If you enjoyed, please leave a like down below, as well as a subscription to my channel. And as always, this is Legendaray, and I'm signing off. See you guys next time.